Abigail.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone, depending on where you're watching us from. My name is Esther Benedict, and I am here live on the pathway. And here with me in the studio is Reverend Bankole. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, God bless.
Thank you so much, sir. So, this is our first live broadcast for the year 2026. Last year we had so many live broadcast sessions, and it was amazing. It was amazing. One word for me last year would be amazing. Last year a lot happened on this platform. I think I was here on 3 occasions. Yes, I was here on 3 occasions. Um, two of them was discussion, and one was question and answer session on love, relationship, and marriage. That really blessed me. So, just a recap of a few of the things that was done last year. Personally, one of the sessions I enjoyed a lot was the sessions on leadership, leadership and followership. That session really blessed me. Then the relationship session, the question and answer session on love, relationship, and marriage. With the things happening in marriages nowadays, that session was an eye opener for me, and I learned a lot. Concerning last year, is there anything you want to say on this platform last year?
Well, praise God. It's beautiful to be on conversation.
Quite a lot of labels. Go back, check some of those things, and it will be such a blessing to you.
Thank you so much, Reverend. Well, I believe this would be a good place to say Happy New Year to all our viewers. Since this is our first live session for the year, so Happy New Year. Welcome to 2026. So today we are having a beautiful discussion on maximizing 2026. I've seen people drift through the years. Previous years, people drift through the years. You ask them, they say they're just taking one day at a time. What will be, will be. So they don't have any plan for the year. There's no intentional living. They just take every day as it comes.
Yeah.
And at the end of the year, they have nothing to show for the year. I don't know. I want to believe this session we are having now will be a wake-up call for such people. It will be
Sure.
an important one. It will be an important session for them, because this will help them know that as a human being, you're not supposed to drift through any year. You're supposed to come into the year with plans. We have a few questions lined here. Yes. Opportunities, the opposition that comes with every year, and seeing that this is already the third month in the year, 2 months is already gone. We want to know how we'll be able to maximize the remaining 9 months to get good results at the end of the year. So before I dive into the questions that I have here, you want to just give us an intro on maximizing 2026? what prompted this discussion?
Yeah. Um, Thank you. I've been doing this. There is this training I do every year, how to end a new year, end an old year, and start
A new one. And that training is so natural, and it's like kind of part of me. I literally share the things that I do in that training. And I discovered over the years that if we only talk about our goals, talk about how to maximize the year at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year alone, that will not suffice. We need to talk about it as often as possible, because momentum goes down, so many things happens along
Yeah.
the way. So I believe maximizing 2026 is not out of order. It's actually what's needed for the now, and probably we could have this discussion again, maybe one or two times before
Okay.
the year comes to an end.
Okay.
Because so many people drift along and they just have challenges, just patch along, and at the end of the year, that's when they are realizing that they didn't maximize the year. Meanwhile, the year is already spent. Probably, if they've had that kind of discussion or this type of discussion at the middle of the year, it would have saved about 6 months for them, and they would have been able to achieve one or two things. So for me, it's like an upgrade on what we've been building from last year into this year. Yeah.
Okay, that being said, which means we should be expecting another of this kind of session before the year ends.
I think we should do one. No?
Okay, I think the audience will love that. At least nobody will just drift through the year
Mm.
without having anything at the end of the year.
Yeah. Mm.
So okay,
Mm.
um, I think it's time we go into the questions.
Okay, just yeah. I just wanted to add one more
Okay.
on drifting through the year. You see, accountability is powerful. You know, a lot of people drift because there is no structure for accountability. There are no deadlines attached to it. And when there are no deadlines and no forms, it actually makes people relaxed.
Yeah.
You see, it's just like students now. You know, as a student, most students don't read their books until it's 3 days to the exams, 2 weeks to the exams.
That's true.
Then you see the same student who has been playing football is now sleeping in the library. Doing so much because there is a structure that holds them accountable. I believe that we can do better. There are persons who believe I don't need accountability structure to do what I need to do. But listen, I believe that when we have those structures and we have forums like this that it reminds you of why you are doing what you're doing, it will help us to perform much better.
That's correct. I totally agree with that. Accountability structures. I believe if everybody is accountable to somebody, there will be no room for laziness or um, unproductivity.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a question here. Somebody is saying, what is that one habit I can imbibe and do consistently to be able to achieve better results before the end of this year?
Well, um, that's that's a bit. I will answer it personally, from my own view as a person. However, you see, Stephen Covey wrote a book and he called it Seven Habits of Highly Effective
People.
People, and then he added the eight habits after that, and that's such a powerful book. Book like habits like being proactive. I think that's one of them. Putting first things first. That bit. I think I have a book especially on that, and a very powerful book. But for me, I would say that one habit you should develop that will make you effective this year is spending time with God.
Hmm.
And I'm going to explain it. The Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and every other thing shall be added. In Luke chapter, is it 10 verse 38 to 40, Jesus looked at Mary and Martha and said, Martha, Martha, you are troubled about so many things. Then he said, one thing is needful. And he said, Mary has chosen it. And that thing was sitting at the feet of the Lord, sitting with God, spending time with God. I personally believe that if we spend time with God, so many things will not go wrong. When you spend adequate time with God, you are rubbing minds with God, who is the only wise God. And you can't rub minds with him who is the wisest God. And your mind will be dull.
That's correct.
Isaiah said, those that wait upon the Lord, they shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with him. You see, when we spend time with God, our vision is renewed. Our strength is renewed. So, spending time with God, meaning taking your time with God, praying, seeking God's leading over every matter, is a powerful habit. It was Dr. David Oyedepo, he said, they don't do anything except it is commanded. So it's a powerful habit of great people, successful persons, seeking, getting divine direction, divine approval, and divine empowerment. Now I will come to, now this looks kind of spiritual, and then someone will say, oh, what's the psychological effect of this and all the rest. So let me give it a physical garment now. For some, they will say the most powerful habit is time management, but I believe the most powerful thing you can do this year is called energy management. In fact, it's been discovered that time management is not as effective as energy management, because you can have all the time, and if the energy is not there, the work will still not be done. So there are persons who have all the time, but they are just lazy, they are distracted, they can't piece themselves together. Probably you find yourself in that kind of situation. You are awake at night, but you can't get things done. You just discover that there are things that, So your ability to manage your energy is a game changer. In fact, that's what gives your time meaning. So great leaders today go beyond time management. See, time is always moving. But you see, your energy can be exhausted, and if you don't have energy, it's the capacity to do work.
Yes.
To get things done. So when you also spend time with God, you are managing your energy. Your energy is being renewed, and you see, God is going to guide you on how to get difficult things done in an easy way. So for me, that's the most important habit, that if that's in place, several other things will fall in place. So you take time to retreat, take time to pray, take time to seek the face of God before you step out. Then you do beyond your capacity. God is going to empower you. He's going to give you wisdom. He's going to bring the right people your way that will help you get those things done. So the most important habit is the habit of putting God first. Yeah, there are several other powerful things. Maybe as we go on, I might bump into them. But putting God first is a habit, is a culture we must develop.
No. Thank you so much. You said energy management. So aside spending time with God, are there other tips with which one can manage their energy? Just a few tips.
Yeah, there are several. I know you will talk about it. I know you will. It's okay. Yes, there are tips by which we manage our energy. Number one, you must know the kind of person you are and what time of your day is the most productive. Then you channel the greatest task to the most important part of your day. That's where you do. Okay, I will give you a very simple scenario. I think Frank, is it Frank? Okay, let me not mention names, but but it's over the media, so I'll mention his name. Frank Edwards said he does his most important task. He does the most important task of the day between 5 a.m. and I think 7 a.m. in the morning. That's the most important task of the day is achieved that time. From 7 a.m. thereabout, he goes to studio, does other things, because that's where he receives songs. What will you do in the studio when songs are not flowing? There are no lyrics.
Yeah.
So the most powerful things in his life are being accomplished within those few hours. So you need to know your most effective time and channel your strongest tasks to that season. Also, energy management. Sometimes we dissipate energy on the little things, and then because the little things can easily be done, and then the great taxes you now move them. It happens also in school. Check all the schools, primary schools, secondary schools, tertiary institutions. Most of the time, mathematics, physics, those subjects that demand a lot of energy and attention are channeled towards